Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two dumb yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two dumb yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two dumb yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two dumb yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 810 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. I want to say this morning, everybody, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, guys, it is it is week week number two of the NFL. Tonight, the Packers and the Commanders are going to be going at it to kick off week 2. So what I was trying to say, and from that point, guys, it goes nonstop all the way through Monday night as college tomorrow, college Saturday, Sunday. You know what? There's no football Friday this week.
Lame.
But there's two Monday night games though, so I guess I like that.
I'd take that.
But again, here in Western PA, we always just kind of count high school football Friday as a football day. So it is today with kicking off the NFL tonight. High school tomorrow, college Saturday, Steelers Sunday, and also two Monday night games on Monday. So, guys, the NFL Week 2 is here. It's really cool because it's like a work week of football, and then we have 2 days off to prepare and regroup on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we're right back at it. So, guys, this is again, it's here. We got football all the way up until mid-February, and you gotta love it. Michael, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, brother. We talking football. I'm ready to fucking go.
Absolutely, brother. Great to see you. Derpy, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm ready to clap some Seahawk cheeks.
All right, clapping cheeks. We always love clapping cheeks.
I always knew Derpy was into a little interspecies erotica.
But it is great to see Derpy back. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So guess what, guys? Pirates are not going to finish over 500. They're not going to finish 500.
Yeah.
They had a win out starting yesterday to be 500 or better. They lost to the Orioles in Game 2 of that series. Mike, they dropped 64-82 for the season, and they will not reach 500 this year. So you could put away your you could finally spend your World Series ticket money elsewhere, Mike. I think it's safe to say.
I'm buying Steelers Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, baby. That's what I like to
Yeah.
hear. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the show. Great seeing everybody on the board. Bright and early. Corey, he says, hey, sup, guys? Officially week 2 is here. That's right, baby. Great seeing you, Corey. Richard says, good morning. Great seeing Derpy. Okay. Mark Malone says, need to work Peach's strap on into your lyric. We could do that. We can do that. That is something we could work on. We could even give her strap on. We could have her and have its own song. That could be a whole
I
thing.
think
That is my
I think
Aunt
that would be.
Peaches you're talking about. I'm getting offended right now.
Hey, what you and your Aunt Peaches do alone in your home? Yes, it's technically probably illegal, but go have fun, I guess. And apparently, Mark Malone wants to watch. If you have video, I'll watch it too with you, brother.
Corey says that, Mark, if they try to rework the song, it might fuck it up. I think it is perfect as it is. AI is tricky with its lyrics and voice. You know what? We like I said, it might be better to give it its own song. Aunt Peach's strap on, I think, certainly has gained enough
Notoriety
over the years that it could have its own song. So maybe we'll talk to the AI in-house band later on and try to maybe get this in the works. Mark Malone says, yeah, risky move. Tortillas. What's up, Tortilla? Also, what's up, Mark? What's up, Corey? What's up, Richard? What's up, everybody? Keller Host, also great to see you on the board as well, sir. Tortilla says, Derpy, put the bird down.
No.
What are you doing? Why are there feathers flying around everywhere, brother?
We are going to torture the bird this week. That is the Seahawks.
Whoa.
So last week,
consensual.
Last week, Mike, he tortured the owl. This week, he's planning on torturing the Seahawks. I don't know.
This is usually like signs of being a serial killer.
A sociopath.
Yes. Yeah, one of the two. I think we should be worried about dear Derpy.
I got my eye on him. Also, Corey says Tortilla Derpy is currently in a chokehold of his own. Mark Malone says, I can see Peach's Derpy. Peach is having Derpy bent over while Derpy giving oral to some midget chick. And also, I do want to say what's up to Vegas. I do want to say what's up to Jamal. Great seeing you guys on the board. Always great seeing you, gentlemen. Before we do get started, I do want to ask you guys, just generally, I mean, we got a good start on the terrible board this morning. All right, so a little over 4 years ago when we started this show, we were
That's crazy.
Kind of, we were doing a lot of different things. It wasn't just the Steelers at the time. We had somebody help us at one point, and she is actually the shortest, smallest midget stripper on the planet. There's
waiting for the painting tits.
Midget strippers on this planet smaller than guys. She's 2'10". It's a record. The world's smallest stripper. Now, my question is to you. I want to ask the board. Because I was talking. Listen, here's what's going on. When we worked with her about 4 years ago, I said, if you ever come to Pittsburgh, get a hold of us and we'll have you on. So the other day, I noticed that they're coming to Washington, PA, which is just south of Pittsburgh. Excuse me. And I reached out. I said, you're coming to Pittsburgh. Would you be interested in coming on? And she would love to. But I didn't know if you guys would be bored with this. Because I know we love our Steeler talk. But if you guys are cool with it, we're going to have a midget stripper. Not only a midget stripper chick on the show, but the smallest midget stripper on the planet. The general consensus, guys, on the board. Would you guys be interested in this? Or is this something that you can be like, it's not Steelers, it's, So just your general feedback would be greatly appreciated because she is more than willing to come on the show. Matter of fact, because she is doing her show. And again, I don't want to bore anybody. I don't want to bring anybody on and you guys are like, well, this isn't the Steelers. So, So that's just my question, guys. On just generally asking on the board, if you could so kindly just give me a little bit of feedback. A yes or no would be perfect. And it wouldn't be next week coming up. It'll be the week after because her date for her show in Washington, PA is not next Tuesday, but it's Tuesday after. So it would be somewhere right around then or there. So, guys, if you are interested, Jen, welcome. Put your earmuffs on, please. Earmuffs.
Maybe she wants to see this. You never know.
But if you guys are interested, let me know. There's some capacity on the board. I will certainly get this set up. Her name is Sassy Cassie. You can take the time and look her up on your own. It's SASSEE. And again, she's the world's smallest stripper, standing at only 2'10", if you can believe that. 2'10". And she, again, will be more than willing to come on the show and talk, tell us what her world is like, answer questions, and entertain us, if you will. So, guys, just let me know on the board, and I will get that going. Again, it would be the beginning of next week. It wouldn't be next week, but the following week, guys. That's what we'd be looking at roughly 12 days from now. So, if you can, throw your opinion up on the board. I will get it rolling. If good, if not, I will tell her we're not interested.
Tortillas cracking me up.
So, okay, Jen, you can take your earmuffs off.
Tortillas cracking me up.
Hold on, I'm working my way there, Derpy.
Yeah, Derpy, we're getting there, brother.
I'm on a bicycle. Derpy's on a motorcycle right now.
Derpy never pays attention to like the flow of our conversation.
Now you know what? It's not us. I noticed it on every show that he's on. It's just Derpy. It's not us.
Yeah, you and I will be having a conversation. You just hear Derpy in the background. Oh God. Oh Jesus!
He's replying.
Oh my God, Mark!
He's vocally replying to messages that are like 10 minutes ahead.
Then we go and ask him a question. It's, what?
So
this is why you're constantly on probation, brother.
Let me get to the board. Corey says, I'm not worried about Derpy. He can't even change his batteries in his house. Mark Malone says, Derpy has rubbed out several loads over that chick. It's very possible. You don't know with this guy. Hilarious. Vegas is hilarious. Tortilla says, can she play left tackle? You know what? It might be worth it at this point to at least try her out, right? Good morning to Jen. Always great seeing Jen on the board as always. Welcome, Jen. Good morning. Richard said, as long as she is interesting and has something to say, bring her on. All right, Richard's on board. So as I said, guys, just throw, if you're not interested, I won't have her on. And, I don't want to bore viewers and just curious. Again, I'm reaching out to you for your valuable feedback, guys. Vegas says, have to watch to make sure she doesn't have a shortness of breath. Tortilla says she's got to wear a Russell Wilson jersey. Yes.
Life size. It's a life size jersey. We just,
what? The jersey might be too small. The jersey might be too small.
Might be. Calvin Austin III jersey might fit.
Yeah.
Either CA3.
Mark Malone says, will Derpy turn his camera on if the midget strip? Maybe. Well, I don't see what we can do.
That might be the turning point. That might what allows this to happen, Derpy. You might have to take one for the team, brother.
Sticky B, what you know about Sticky B? Sticky B says, what's up, fam? What's up, brother? Great seeing you on the board, as always. Mark Malone, shit, I'm indifferent. I'm pretty hardcore Steelers this time of year. Same here. That's why I'm asking. I really respect and honor what you guys think and say. And, that's why I wanted to ask you guys. Vegas says, can Boswell make her from sick? That's what I thought. She looks really puntable. I got to be honest. She's one of the most puntable people I've ever seen in my life. Again, 2'10", the world's smallest stripper. Do go check her out, guys. Again, she could be on not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, guys, as she comes to Pittsburgh for her work. Vegas said she just made the short list, guys. Also, Mark Malone.
Gimmick infringement, brother. Gimmick infringement.
Mark Malone just had an Amazon order show up with 2 cases of Kylon, 2 cases of keyboard duster. I'm going to be placing bets in the next week or two.
There you go.
And Tortilla says, I got 2 life-size Russell Wilson jerseys for socks. Vegas, she's not even the same size as the doll. She's not. Look her up. Sassy Cassie, guys. She was nice enough to help us out way back at the beginning.
Yes.
810 episodes ago. Matter of fact, it was the very beginning. There was a special that we put together to kind of kick off the show. It was weird. You'd have to kind of go back and check it out.
Of the boobs.
So it's really cool. Really cool of her. Again, if you guys want her, we'll have her. If not, we won't. Is she going to be dressed in a terrible towel? Maybe we could do that. Maybe we could do that. We'll see what we can figure out, guys. But do let me know on the board. Also, today is Picks Day. Get over. I see a lot of the people. I think me and maybe Derpy and Cody, just a couple people who have not completed their picks over on the CBS Pick'em yet. Do hit the link that Mike will put up on the terrible board today, or just right outside on the YouTube page itself. The link is there. Click that link, sign up. It takes about 30 seconds and it's free. And see if you can compete up with the great Richard, as he only loses 2 games last week to kick off the NFL season. Richard goes 14-2. And I got to be honest, the guys right behind him are RB, and they were just one win behind him. So a lot of things, guys. Good opportunity here. And again, you have to fight with Richard and RB and everybody. These guys are good. But again, you got to get the picks in before the game starts. Thursday night game starts tonight. It's between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders. Get your picks in. Get your picks in. Get your picks in. Also, Mike, I and Derpy will do our picks today. Finch has sent me his picks over, Mike, so he is official. He sent it in via absentee ballot. So I do have his picks. We'll get that all taken care of today. So, guys, don't forget, get over to the CBS Pick'em right on here on the link that Mike's going to put up in the excuse me, on the board. Sign up. Takes 30 seconds. It's totally free. Make your picks every week and see, how it falls. About 10 people on the board right now over there. It's a lot of fun. Very close last time. But as I said, Richard, he 14-2 he went. Congratulations. I can't even believe 14-2 right off the start. So he's
setting the bar high.
He is setting the bar high.
And the pressure is on this week. I can't go just off feelings and vibes. I had to do a little thinking on these picks.
Vegas says, I'm sorry, Mark Malone says it's hilarious. I never thought knew about that midget. Yeah, check her out again, guys. You can pull her up on social media, pull her up on just on Google. Sassy Cassie, the world's smallest stripper at 2'10". Vegas has cut a hole and make one of those Mexican ponchos for her. Good morning, big dog. What's up, Cody? Always great to see Cody on the board. My man. Cody, just like myself, I don't know if you did, maybe you did in the meantime, but don't forget to get them picks in today over on the Pick'em, because the NFL starts tonight, week 2. So Cody, myself, I think Derpy are the only 3 left that needs to place our bets, our picks for the board. So just wanted to remind you on that, Cody. Mark Malone says she could probably work a glory hole standing up. She more than likely can. Cody, Derpy, la loser. Derpy, I don't know if you know, but we crowned you the biggest loser at the beginning of the week because you were, in fact, in last place. But you know what? I'm not worried, Derpy. You are 2-time picks champion, and I think that you're going to be just fine. You'll rebound. You'll land on your feet because you always do. But just know, until tonight, when the picks officially start over, you do have to carry that crown. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but you are the biggest loser.
Biggest loser.
Kenneth, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Kenneth.
At least I'm not bald and a loser.
Brother, look at the standings. Who's looking up at Vanilla Thunder?
Cody did pick him. Great, Cody. Awesome, brother. So now, Derpy, you too, don't forget to get over here and make your picks.
I made them. Just
all right. So I'm the only one that didn't. All right, I'm just going to shut up. Let's get into it, guys. Pittsburgh still a time. Guys, we do know that Jabril Peppers, if you're looking for him on your television screen on Sunday afternoon, Jabril Peppers will be wearing number 40. Yeah, he's taking number 40, guys. Jabril Peppers. I got to be honest with you. Why New England? One man's trash is another man's treasure. New England cuts Jabril Peppers. He's been a starter up there for a number of years.
Yeah.
And again, kind of a surprise that he did get cut by them. And you got what? Smart move by Omar and company to snatch him up. Mm-hmm. And I got to be honest, the injury itself by Deshaun Elliott couldn't have came at a better time. Because again, if it was next week, if it was the week after, maybe Jabril Peppers wouldn't be out there. Maybe somebody else would come across and say, "Hey,
yeah." Trying to interrupt. I was surprised he was still available.
Exactly. So again, kind of worked out. And you know what? Deshaun Elliott's saying, "I'm going to be back soon." So we're going to be stacked back here. The secondary is not what I'm afraid of, guys. And I think we've all come to the acknowledgement that with the issues are. With the thing, what needs to be fixed this week, it's got to be the line on both sides of the ball. They both have to drastically improve, and they know this. And at practice, they're talking this, and it was a very long film session on Monday. I mean, you could on one hand say, okay, well, we kind of knew these were issues for a while. Why weren't they? Why wasn't this fixed before the season? But on the other hand, let the guys get out there, do what they do. Let's get some film, see how they handled week 1, and if they could get it all together in this period of time to get ready for week 2, super, and we'll be ready for the Seattle Seahawks. I, for one, am predicting that we're going to play considerably better against the Seattle Seahawks. And again, I don't think Seattle's that great of a team, guys. They're still trying to fill Sam Darnold out up there, who just had an amazing season in Minnesota last year. But again, I think that this is a team that we could and should certainly beat on Sunday afternoon in the home opener against the Seahawks at Acrisure Stadium at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon on the North Shore. So, yeah, you know where I'm picking on that, guys. That's going to be no surprise. But, Mike, again, no questions. We know it needs to be improved. We know it needs to be fixed. Yeah. Again, I think both sides of the ball. My problem is this. This is where I have the problem. We do know where the problems are. Let's just say we go and we fix the problems. Is these problems, do you think that they could sustain long periods of playing better? In other words, we know Broderick Jones is a problem. Let's say he fixes his problem against Seattle and he comes out and he plays the best game of his career. What's the chances that he can continue to do that on a long-term basis, and where we could be satisfied? I mean, if he does it against Seattle, then comes out and shits the bed against New England, that's, barely beneficial. And the problems with Keanu Benton on the defensive line, him getting pushed all over the field. Again, I specifically went in, Mike, and I watched at least a dozen plays of him being pushed everywhere on this field. Let's say he comes out and has the game of his life. He gets a sack, maybe a big tackle. Maybe he falls on a fumble. But is his improvements going to be able to sustain the whole entire duration of the season to where, again, it's beneficial for the team? These two guys, Mike, can they be fixed? I think they can be fixed, but can they be fixed and stay fixed?
Yeah, you're right. I don't have the answer for you because, one, they're both still young. And they have, you're hoping that they will develop into consistent players, because we've seen it in small doses from those guys make plays. We've seen Broderick Jones play well against some of the better edge rushers in the NFL. Granted, it wasn't a whole lot of plays, but there were plays there. So it's, he has the ability. We've seen Keanu Benton make plays in the backfield, so they have the ability. I think with Keanu, it's just being more consistent and playing your assignments correctly. Where I think with Broderick Jones, it's just everything's in between the ears for him. I think confidence is a big thing with Broderick Jones. Aaron Rodgers says he trusts him, so we'll see. Hopefully, that gives him a little bit of a confidence boost. And he even, Broderick Jones said, "Yeah, I can't put this game on tape. This was like the worst game I've ever played." Yeah, no shit, dude. But hey, I appreciate the self-awareness. And it's not going to get any easier next week, or this Sunday against Seattle. They have some pretty good outside guys. I don't know where they're going to line up Boye Mafe, but he's going to be a handful for Broderick Jones if he gets to line up against him. He can beat you with his speed, and can Broderick Jones counteract that? I don't know. I think Broderick Jones is the bigger question mark than Keanu Benton, because Keanu, you can move him around on the D line. You can scheme stuff up for him to where he can make plays. Whereas Broderick Jones, you're on the island. You got to beat the man across from you. You can have a running back come over and help you chip a little bit. You can line a tight end up over there with you every once in a while, but you can't do it play in, play out. It's going to hamper the offense. So he's got to figure it out. You got to hope he can do it. But like I said yesterday, man, if he shows signs that he can't do it, you got to try Calvin Anderson. You got to try Andrew Speed out there. You got to do something at that left tackle position.
Yeah, I agree. And let me do this, Mike. Let me give you what the injury were yesterday, just because it kind of plays into what you just said. Yesterday, Mike, the injuries did not practice for the Steelers on Wednesday. Calvin Anderson with an illness. So, with that being said, those are one of the options at this point. And again, he was not at practice yesterday, Mike. Also, of course, Derek Harmon with his knee. TJ took a day off for rest. Joey Porter Jr. stay out with his hammy, and then also Deshaun Elliott, we know his knee sprain. And I do want to say that Deshaun Elliott did say, Mike, on Instagram that I will be back soon. So that's somewhat encouraging. Again, a stacked secondary. I can't even believe that we have the talent that we have in our secondary. And again, I hope it goes as planned, because again, Mike, if you put this team on a video game together, you're going to dominate everybody that you play.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be able to pass against you. So, if they could at least play to that level. But I do want to say this, guys, while talking about this defense real quick, and then we'll get back to the other two. Patrick Queen has this to say, Mike. He still thinks without a doubt, this defense could be one of the best that he's played on in his career. Now, let me ask you, I do know that it's week 1. I do know that things could change. I do know that things could get better. Derpy and Mike, are you buying that this could be one of the best defense he's played on in his career?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they put it together.
The thing was, if he didn't come from Baltimore, this would be an easy question. I'd be like, I mean, probably, but Baltimore always got a good defense too.
That's what I'm thinking.
But he's never had a secondary behind him like this. I mean, no matter where he played, I guarantee he never had this much of talent behind him.
Yeah.
But again, guys, it's going to take
That's a tough one. In his tenure there, he did play with some pretty good players.
Damn right he did.
Yeah. On paper, this defense does have the potential to be pretty good.
Absolutely.
But can the front get it figured out?
And here's another thing. If this just became a problem last Sunday and we couldn't stop the run, I would be fine with that, because I'd say, you know what, this could be something that we could fix. But this goes all the way back to the 2024 season, guys. This goes all the way back to the final 5 games of the year. This is exactly how we were handled in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Think about how that Ravens-Steeler game went. That's exactly the way we were handled by the Ravens. So again, if this just came up on Sunday, I might say, well, you know what, this is this could possibly be an easy fix. But again, you went all off season. You bolstered your roster in the ways that you felt was going to be best for the team. And we come out and the run defense looked no better than it did to wrap up the season last year, as they lost 4 in a row. And then they go into the playoffs and just the ball ran down their throat all afternoon against Baltimore. So just some things to consider. I'm just thinking on these things. I'm trying to make sense of it all. Is this, they say this could be one of the best defense. Yeah. On paper, Mike, yes, this defense is amazing. We got to bring it together this week. We got to be able to stop the run. You stop the run, everything else comes together for you, because you do have an amazing secondary. And, in the linebacking room, Mike, of course, Malik Harrison going out with his injury this week. Mm-hmm. He won't be available with his knee. So, who could step up and be the thumper? Who could step up into the holes every run play and just go put his helmet on the ball and make that play, make that Lawrence Timmons hard tackle, the tackle that nobody wants to make, but they're in there every time. Lawrence Timmons and who was the other? Levon Kirkland. You have these guys in the middle. Larry Foote. Is either one of these inside linebackers? Do they have the capability to be that guy? And if they don't, does anybody behind them on the depth chart have that ability? Is this a problem? Are we exposed to this problem now? Is this going to be something that we're going to have to deal with all season? Or, Mike, is this something that can be fixed and be fixed somewhat quickly?
Ideally, I think it'll be fixed once, we get Derek Hartman back in there. I think he's going to take pressure off some of the guys up front, and you move Benton to a rotational piece, move Wyatt Black to a starter, and then you have Hayward, Black, Harmon as your front, and then you're set and you're ready to go. And I think those three, at the very least, will just be able to maintain guys at the line. They cause stalemates. They don't have to win. You cause stalemates, then that's going to allow your 4 backers to go do what they need to do. I think that's the only way it's going to work.
All right, Derpy.
There's no quick fixes out there.
Derpy, anything on that before I do get back on the board? Any comments?
I think it was just first week jitters and inexperienced team chemistry, basically, for me.
Okay, fair enough. It could be.
And I didn't hear what's his name? Yaha Black, right?
Wyatt Black.
What? I didn't hear him at all. So maybe this week he'll do something. Maybe.
All right. Hopefully they do incorporate him in that defensive line and trying to solve this issue let's get on the board here. I'm going to go back to Cody when Cody says I'm going to stand in that BJ line. Going back to, of course, the Sassy Cassie conversation.
Oh, shit.
Cody says, is he going to play right away? Cody says they cut him because some allegations about domestic violence. Talking about Jabril Peppers. Mike, I'm not sure. As far as I know, he's playing Sunday. He's got his number. He's ready to go. He's practicing. He is here in the Berg. So as far as I know, he's going to be playing Sunday. I haven't heard otherwise.
I haven't heard otherwise either. It's looking like he's playing. And like I put it in the comments, it went to trial by jury, and he was found not guilty. So I think it was like a salary cap issue type thing. I think they wanted to save whatever they did to cut for him.
Well, Derpy?
I said, are we making a trade for the other domestic abuser?
Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second. Hold your pants on. Hold your cape.
Okay.
And keep your panties on, Derpy.
Vegas says all these injured guys should come back after the bye. Yeah, I mean, things are, yeah, it's nothing is really long term, guys, so far. So let's keep our fingers crossed. It seems, and again, it's only a few weeks. I think after Minnesota is our bye week. Nice and early this year. Then we come back and play some division teams. So maybe we could get healthy then. Okay, Mike, you address that. Yeah. Cody says, okay. I didn't know. I just seen it look like his highlights. Confidence is everything. Kenneth says Jones needs a better line coach.
Maybe.
Yeah. Cody says, I have more faith in Jones coming back than Benton. Broderick was a dog in his first year. I don't know what happened. Kenneth says Benton just needs to be on the outside. Mark Malone says Burbustrous and Benton are busts. It's a lot of B's. Mark Malone also says Benton won't be better outside and isn't any better in the nickel. He sucks. The tranny. Vegas says, what will happen first? Aaron throws 10 touchdowns or Brojo gives up 10 sacks?
Right now we're on pace for the Aaron Rodgers touchdown, but it's a close margin.
Yeah. And you know what? Aaron Rodgers, 28 times, guys. He threw for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in his career, which puts him at the top, tied with Tom Brady. Tom Brady also did it 28 times, and Drew Brees did it 26 times, and Peyton Manning did it 18 times. So historically, we got it. We got a good one here. Again, these are games with 4 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions. Our quarterback has more than anybody besides the GOAT for the history of the game. So do what you want with that. Also, Mark Malone says Calvin Austin III must have seen one of those Derpy entertainment films. Mr. Tommy, what's up, man? Always great to see Mr. Tommy on the board. He says Queen's worried about his job, so he's saying nice things. Guys, where are you with Patrick Queen? Are you guys, we brought him over. Hopes were high. And the thing is, he's not terrible. He's not terrible. But he's not, I just don't think
average.
He's better than average. He's solid. But again, what do you think about Patrick Queen just overall, Mike? You've got to see him a whole season last year so far this year. Is he what you expected, or is he not? Should we expect more from him?
I want more out of him.
Yeah.
Gave him a decent contract. He's leading the team in tackles, but I want more. I want more sideline to sideline play, but that's also predicated on the D-line doing their job too. But when the D-line does their job, he has to be there. He can't be a step slow in diagnosing a play. He's got to uphold his end of the bargain too. So I'm a little, not that I'm overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed.
You're just whelmed.
I'm just whelmed. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's there, but I want more. I want to see more from him.
Cody says Patrick Queen is a demon. He is so overlooked because of the D-line. Sucks can funnel running backs to him. I hope these guys are right. So let's get this defensive line fixed. Again, we don't have any question of what the problems were in week 1. And again, I seen something, people, we're complaining, and it's not we're complaining. We're just looking at the holes. It was far from a perfect game. We were kind of lucky in a way. I mean, we had some balls bounce our way in this football game. And, people were just trying to say we want to win more football games, and what is going to take to do that, I think, is what people were talking about. Again, I don't think people were being all that certainly Steeler fans. I don't think we're being negative about what happened. Again, they're just looking at what it's going to take to win more football games. Yeah. And at this point, it's not going to happen if we don't fix those 2 issues. Again, the offensive line, defensive line having a rough day. to kick off the season, Mike. Again, if you don't play the Jets on opening day, let's just say, for example, you played Buffalo or you played.
They would have got stomped.
That's what I'm saying. So they certainly, I think we could all agree on this. That they need to work on these two things and get them fixed. Week 1, it could either last all season or they could get it fixed and it will be better. So they found out early enough. I like that. That plays to our advantage that it was discovered early. So let's hope they can put it together. They are practice this week working on that. So
I kind of like them having things to work on. I don't want them coming out, everything being perfect and clicking to where they can kind of take their foot off the gas this week and get set in their ways. No, there's a lot of things to work on, and that's what makes you get better, is continuing to work and striving to get better, to fix the things that need to get fixed. So I like that they have a goal to work forward towards, other than go, hey, let's go out there and win. No, we know we got to button shit up, so let's button it up. Hey, this didn't work. All right, let's scrap it and go to this. So I like that things weren't perfect.
Almost to goes back to the early 2000s, Mike, where the Steelers they got comfortable getting those buys in the playoffs.
Yeah,
remember? I can't remember the one year. I think it was the first year the Plexico Burst was on the team that we lost in the AFC Championship. They were already talking about making Super Bowl arrangements. Yeah, and they go out the next day and they lose. So again, is that basically the same thing? You have to have issues and problems to worry about and focus on. Otherwise, you kind of lose sight of what's going on. And again, that's kind of how that went back in the early 2000s, Mike. We were very confident. We had to buy. I specifically remember them talking about buying Super Bowl tickets for family and this and that. And getting and again, you see how that played out. So
it resets the focus. It makes you get more dialed in.
All right.
It's a long season. They'll find their identity.
That's why they play 17, Derpy.
That's why they play 17.
Cody says, if our defensive line struggles, everyone struggles. It sure seems that way, guys. And again, by way of a couple lucky bounces, we did beat the Jets by 2 points last week. It could have certainly been bad. It could have went the other way, and this could be all different conversations this week. So I guess we could, be thankful that it did go the way that it did. Get them early W's. Get it when you can. Get in where you fit in, Mike. Get it while the getting's good, I guess you could say. And that's what the Steelers got to do now. They have to win these winnable games. And again, I think that Seattle's a totally winnable game, guys. I think we start the season 2-0. But let's get back on the board, guys. Mr. Tommy says, going back to last year, we cannot handle mobile quarterbacks or the read option. But you know what, on that, Mr. Tommy, if you think about it, it only came on at a certain point because we had an 8-game winning streak against Baltimore that went through the first game of last season. Yes, he missed a few of the games early on in the streak, but we always have an answer for the most part for Lamar Jackson. Now, the running game in its entirety, you had Henry and the RPO and everything. Yes, it does get complicated, but it seems all the way, like I said, until the second game last year against the Ravens, we've played that kind of offense well. We had an answer at least. So we have to figure that out. Again, we do play teams with mobile quarterbacks coming down the pike. So, this will be something that's going to be a concern, of course. And again, we handled these kind of guys before. Matter of fact, we handled the best of them, the MVP, and we can't handle the other ones for whatever reason. So hopefully we get that worked on and fixed in the meantime, because if not, you're going to run into that team somewhere in the playoffs. If you just think, oh, hey, let's hope things go our way, chances are, if you want to make a playoff run, you're gonna run into a team that plays this style, and you don't want to be sitting there with your thumb up your ass, because here we are in week 1, knowing that we need to make certain improvements. So let's make the improvements. Let's pull it all together for a Seahawks game. Again, after the break, it's going to get tough, guys. We have a lot of division teams down the road. We have a lot of good teams again with Buffalo, the NFC North, the Chargers, the Ravens twice, of course. So week 1 is all good. We're all good in the hood. Week 1, 1-0. X Blessed, what's going on? Always great seeing you on the board. He says, yo, what up? Let's go. Roger. Yeah, baby. Awesome having you, man. Always great seeing you on the terrible board.
Up?
Cody says, if you watch the film, Patrick Queen was in the right gaps every time and Benton effed it up. I seen a couple times. I definitely did. I went back and specifically watched the play of Benton. And again, it wasn't pretty. It was he looks very undersized in there. I just got to say that. He looks very undersized. He's getting shoved around by big offensive linemen all day. And it was pretty discouraging, guys. But again, I know they're working at it hard this week. And that's what Mr. Tommy does say. He says the defensive line certainly needs to improve. Jen says that's not a positive. Mark, I know. Kenneth, this is what I asked yesterday. Kenneth says Holcomb can be the thumper. I think he should start, but believe we are slowly working him in. And I asked Mike that yesterday. I said, can Cole Holcomb be the thumper? Can he be the guy that just, his head is in there every play and he's in every gap and every hole that he needs to be? And do we even have anybody that could play to that level? Is kind of a question of mine. Again, if Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson can't be that guy, does somebody behind him have the ability, Mike?
I'm not on high as Holcomb in that role as Kenneth is, but I'm willing to try it.
Yeah.
Hey, Peyton Wilson, you kind of underwhelmed last week, brother. So you might be the one being replaced, and you have Holcomb and Queen out there, and then use Peyton Wilson as a reserve backup in certain spots. So give it a try. Point, as long as he can stay healthy, I'm all for it. Yeah, I liked him in that first half of the season before I think it was like towards the end of the year he ended up getting hurt, but I liked him that year until he got hurt. So I'm all for it.
I mean, he's a little beast, no two ways about it. But that's his particular skill. And you know what? Landon Roberts did it very well. Landon Roberts was a thumper.
I miss Landon.
Very under the radar. Isn't a name that you hear flying around too much on ESPN. But the guy could thump, and he played the middle linebacker positions like a god. He really did. That was a big loss, guys. Kenneth Jones says Black solidified the middle when they used him. He sure did. And I look for Y.A. Black to be more involved moving forward again. And especially with the defensive line issues, Mike, I think they want that big body in there, and it's probably not going to be too long before he starts getting more snaps.
Yeah, that's how the reports I'm seeing today. I was just double checking Twitter. Is they seriously, we anticipate a lot more usage for a Y.A. Black, which means tell me they did not like what they saw in film from the others.
Let's see. Tortilla says Peppers is wearing 40. That's an ugly number for a safety. Here's another thing for you. The 40s, they're not very popular. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I mean, we have had our Troy Polamalu, and there's been greats. But who's the best number 49 you've ever known in the NFL? Exactly. The 40s are pretty. That's not a real popular group of numbers. Who's the most popular? I mean, you can say Bud Dupree on 48.
Yeah.
Who's the most popular 46 you've ever seen play? The 40s are just a very unpopular group of numbers in the NFL, and it just always grabs my attention because of this reason. Hey,
the way we're handing out old numbers, they can give them Mel Blunt's old number.
There you go, 47. You know what? If you give that to Jalen Ramsey, you might not know the difference the way this guy plays.
Exactly. Mel Blunt 2.0, brother.
Mark Malone says, "Man, I'm not very positive about those two. Hope they turn it around." And he also says, and not turn around like Derpy and Peaches straps on the Thunder. Turn around, Derpy. Let's see. Corey says, I'm excited for Peppers, but I'm not excited about this O-line. This is what Zach Frazier said. Zach Frazier, when asked about the O-line, he says they will respond and play a lot better versus the Seahawks. This is what Zach Frazier, the leader of our offensive line, he says they will respond and play a lot better versus the Seahawks. So from the line's mouth, from the horse's mouth, I'm sorry.
Hey, so someone got their NFL media training.
Right.
Here's a list of cliches that will not get you in trouble. Read this.
Let's see. We got some strategy. Mr. Tummy coming in saying new strategy. Special teams needs to get turnovers, leaving the defense on the sideline. Yeah, we'll take it, and we did. You figure that probably won that football game for us.
That was
that turnover that was caused by the special team pretty much won that game. So you're right, and you know what? We have strong special teams. For one, Mr. Tummy, we have to shorten up their coverage, the run back on kickoffs and punt returns. That's first and foremost. Everything else on special teams looks good. We have. The kicker, we got the punter, we got a lot of good things. We just have to work on the coverage, which comes along with the time in the season, I think, and hopefully that gets better. But yeah, it certainly helps. No two ways about it, guys. We won last week because of special team turnover. Here we go, Steelers. What's up, Aaron Jade? Always great seeing Aaron Jade on the board. Welcome to the terrible board, sir. Always great seeing you. Kenneth says, why do we still have Louder Milk? You know what? I wondered the same thing, but you know what? He's depth, and that's what they did, Mike. They went out, they got their pieces, and they started building depth. In these depth pieces, of course, we can't expect from them what we expect from our starters.
Yeah.
But a lot of people at the end of the day do say, why do we still have Isaiah Loudermilk?
I think he's that typical
depth piece.
D lineman depth piece that
Yeah.
he's there just to literally eat up space on the field. He's not flashy, not great. He good in for a handful of plays here and there, as guys get their rest. But he's not that guy you want starting long term. He's the true definition of a backup. He's just in there to back up occasionally. I'm not a big fan of him, but every team has guys like that.
Kenneth does ask why we still have Laudermilk, and Tortilla replies. He says, because Mike Tomlin is lactose intolerant. John, what's up? Always great seeing John on the board. My man, Big John Stud, middle name Mud. What's going on, brother? He says Steelers try to get by with drafting fixer-uppers and not close to a finished product. Benton and Jones are examples of this. Let's see if they learn and not make the same mistake during the draft with the next drafting our next quarterback, guys, here in April. I'm hearing a lot of different things. On one hand, you have people saying, we don't develop people well. On the other hand, people say, they develop wide receivers really well. They get these guys in the 6th round, these Antonio Browns, these other guys, and they become special here, Juju Smith-Schuster, and then go elsewhere and then fall apart. And then other people talk about, why can we not develop these certain players that seem to be struggling? Why is that, Mike? Is it just the go ahead?
I don't know. We consistently pick down in the 20s, in low to mid 20s, and
but you figure the first 32 guys in the draft, Mike, are pretty much ready to go. They should. The first 32 guys that get picked in the NFL draft
not always.
should be ready to go.
Should, but a lot of teams.
Otherwise, why are you taking this guy with your number one?
Potential. You get the guys that have a lot, that are very athletic and have a lot of potential that you can see the upside for.
I think they all have potential.
Teams will take that 9 times out of 10 that
right.
potential, because it's that unknown. Like, this guy's playing here, but he might be at his potential. But this guy's playing here, and his potential's up here. So they're going to draft this guy right here instead of taking the safe bet over here. That's why you see a lot of first round bust. Then guys that are drafted in the 3rd round, like Hines Ward, have really good careers because they're solid players. They know the game inside and out, where these first round guys, they're going to draft guys based on talent and potential, not by, how well they are playing their position, how fundamentally sound they are, because teams salivate over potential more than actual sound production. And then if you get these guys who can't learn, because in college you're able to get by on your athleticism, and you think you can train them up, and you find out, no, they're uncoachable, and then you're left with a bust.
Aaron J says powder milk. John says buttermilk. Let's see. Vegas says Aaron will come back next year when we have a way easier schedule versus the AFC South and the NFC South. That is 2 pretty easy schedules. So we will see. We do know this, guys. I just do want to listen. Don't get too upset. Again, the Steelers are 1-0. They won their first game. They're coming home to play Seattle. It's not a great team, but let me give you a little bit of encouragement. Your quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. That's right, guys. He does lead the NFL with 4 touchdown passes. Say what you want. All these other great quarterbacks, these elites in the league. Your quarterback leads the league with 4 touchdown passes. Let's hope that we can continue this trend against Seattle, which I think is very possible against this football team again. Get it when the getting's good, guys, because at the end of the season, you're going to want each and every win as you're trying to get into the postseason. Who Flung Poo, welcome to the board. Always great to see you. Who Flung Poo on the board, the terrible board this morning. He says, pointing out Jones and Benton as weak links is not a knee-jerk reaction. They have not been very good since that. They haven't, and we've said that for years right here on the show. It's nothing new, and that's why it's a question to me. Why hasn't this? Why? And I said at the top of the show, you knew this going into the offseason because the playoffs finished the way this season started. And my question is, why do we look just as bad against the Jets in September as we did against the Ravens in January? Again, the GM makes a bunch of moves, improves the team in a lot of areas, improves the secondary, a lot of time to practice, watch film, learn things, get better, and the results were the exact same. That's what concerns me about those 2 positions. If they haven't been fixed at this point, but I love the name. Who Flung Poo is a great name. possibly on the list for the game ball today on the board.
I think so too.
John says they can't rely on Jones getting better with an old quarterback. It's better to put the backup in than let Jones get Rodgers hurt. He can't perform worse. Aaron says Black needs to be our nose tackle for this year until we can draft one or bring someone in. I tell you what, put him in there. And if he outperforms Keanu Benton as a rookie, keep him in there. I mean, I think it's kind of a common sense thing. Don't say, well, he's a rookie. No, if the guy can play better than the other guy, you play him. You want to win, right?
Yeah, but put the best ones out there. Put your best machinations out there and see what works.
Because you see what's not working.
Yeah.
And it's really apparent. So my opinion is let the big guy play. Rookies are playing all over the league. Let him play. If he can be the better one and he can be the best guy and he can get the job done, I say get Y.A. Black's ass in there so we can do Mike. I don't know about you. I just want to see you do the belly stelly right here on the show. Yeah. And it won't happen until he gets a sack in the NFL in the regular season.
It will not.
And that's
he better get some sacks.
I'm rooting for the belly stelly right here on the show. And you too, Derpy. You're not out of this scot-free just yet. Vegas says no more undersized people to play the middle of the line either. John said that is why I don't care much about wins over average and below teams. That doesn't prepare them for the playoffs against real teams. I just think at this point, like I said, you got to get in when the getting's good. You have an opportunity to win some of these games early and fix and work on some of these issues. I'm glad we didn't jump right into the Bills game like Baltimore did. I'm glad we didn't jump into that San Francisco game that we did a couple of years ago to start the season. It's kind of going in our favor. We could collect wins and get better along the way, and we will face those teams. The fact of the matter is we will see them, and maybe we might be more prepared to play them and possibly walk away with a W instead of taking the L early and learning. Let's prepare and work our way there, and then if we get there, maybe we could just beat these teams this time around. Again, if we want to do anything in the playoffs and get to where we want to be, finding a way to beat those teams is key because these are the teams that knock us out of the playoffs every year when we do get there. Again, the last 2 years, Baltimore and Buffalo, and those are two teams that you're going to run into in January. So, again, I'm cool with not playing super tough teams early. Again, build up to it and then maybe beat them.
Yeah.
John says Black made rookie mistakes. He isn't the magic pill. The schemes and the group as a whole must perform better. That is a lot to ask for a rookie. You're right. It is. But like I said, I mean, you got to think there are rookies out there starting every week. And look at Jalen Carter when he came into the league. They threw him right in there, and he was very effective. If you got a guy that can get in and get the job done, do it.
Yeah, put him in. Let him play. Let him figure it out.
Tortilla says, boss, why didn't you do your job? We will respond. Yeah, try that with your boss. Try that with your boss, and when he asks you why your job didn't get done today.
My boss will ask me what happened, but tomorrow's a new day, boss.
Like I acknowledge it.
Like my boss, like they'll ask me what happened yesterday. Oh, that was yesterday. Today's a new day, and I go about my work. That was then. We're talking about now.
Vegas says, do you think the fans can pressure the team to fire Myers like they did Canada? Maybe eventually. We will see. John says Bush was number 10, and they reached.
He was is it a reach when, he's a consensus top 10, top 15 pick at the time?
Yeah,
he turned out to be a bust, but is it a reach at the time? No. In hindsight, I think it definitely was a reach, but at the time when you have someone who's considered one of the best prospects at that position that might be off the board by the time you get him when you're trying to replace Ryan Shazier, at the time it made 100% sense to go get the guy. It just didn't work out.
And as you said, we just lost Ryan Shazier, and at that point you're thinking we have to get a sideline linebacker. Yeah. And at that time, him coming out of Michigan looked like the right piece. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah. Because it was him, it was Devin Bush and Devin, I forget what's his name, who went down to Tampa Bay with the top two backers, and both projected to go top 10, top 15. So,
Kenneth says, you meant lactose tolerant because he likes the milk. He likes the louder milk, I think is what Kenny's saying there. I think I agree. Kenneth also says, is Will Howard getting promoted? Guys, let's get to this. Skylar Thompson and Malik Harrison have been moved to the IR. So they are out for at least a month, I do believe, Mike. So Will Howard should be, but something interesting happened. They went out and signed Woodside,
Mhm.
Logan Woodside, back to the team. So if you're wondering what's going on, they put Skylar Thompson on the IR, and people are saying, okay, well, they're going to bump up Will Howard once he gets cleared. He'll be the number 3. But then in the same note, Mike, they go out and they sign Logan Woodside back again. Whether he's on the practice squad, whether he's not. Now you do have an extra quarterback standing around. Mike, what's the logic to what's going on with the quarterback position right now?
Will Howard is also on the IR.
You're right, but he's eventually going to be off, and I think that's what the
yeah,
point is.
he'll eventually be off, but they'd like to have 3 quarterbacks available for the game. So we still have multiple games coming up.
So what you're saying is Logan Woodside is number 3 right now. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then in a couple weeks when Will Howard is clear, they'll probably cut Woodside.
Yeah, he'll come back. Yeah, Woodside will stick to the practice squad or be outright cut, released, and then Will Howard will be number 3. Then when Skylar Thompson comes back, it'll be a discussion. Okay, what are we going to do with him? Keep him on IR all year, try to sneak him on the practice squad. Hey, who needs a quarterback at this point? Can we trade for him? That's how that's going to go down. So, I don't see them keeping Will Howard on the IR all year.
And that's what I'm saying. When he comes, obviously he's going to get off the IR. He's going to get back on the roster. So this is the Band-Aid to hold over until he gets.
Until there. Yeah. I'm sorry. I saw a bunch of people online asking the same thing too, and they all thought Will Howard was still healthy. I just wanted to clear that up for everyone. I wasn't saying you were confused. I saw people online confused, like, why are they doing this? Like, he's on the IR. We got to do something here, guys.
Yeah, we still have a few weeks on that. So
it still has. I think he has 3 more weeks.
So so basically, what's going on? Logan Woodside being signed yesterday is the Band-Aid to hold us over because Skylar Thompson goes to the IR. Will Howard has a couple weeks left on the IR. When he comes back, they will cut Woodside and put Howard as number 3. All right, so that clears that up, guys. Also, let's get back to some questions on. Let's get back to some messages on the board. Let's see this. Tortilla says, "I will tolerate you until I can replace you." Mike Tomlin, Mark Malone. We're in good shape so far. The O-line could gel over the next couple of weeks. Harmon could help immensely. I can't wait to get Harmon back. I really. It's just going to make me feel better. It's going to make me feel more complete as a fan. And just my understanding and the way I see the team, I can't wait to see him back out there, Mike. It's going to be an improvement, of course. You're going to have your number 1 overall pick, your number 1 pick, opposed to backup players playing the position. So that certainly should help. So let's hope that he gets back quickly. Cody says Robert Spillane, Mark Robinson, Quan Alexander. We need one of those types. We do. We just need a guy that gets his head in there and bangs it up, man. They're bangers, thumpers. You know who they are, and again, you named them. I loved Mike. I loved the Landon Roberts. I really did.
Too.
He was so under the radar. He didn't suck up any spotlight. The guy went out there. He did, he did the hard work, and he went home.
And he held that team together, or that defense together, or that linebacking core together when Cole Holcomb went down, and I forget else who we had on that defense. They all kept getting hurt. Landon Roberts was that linebacking core. It sucked to see him go. Like, I understand why they did it, but I didn't like it at the time. When they got rid of him this year.
John says Vegas, the players were starting a mutiny in the locker room. That is why Canada was fired. It got really bad. Like I said, it's going to have to get really bad before the fans are. I mean, believe me, the fans they'll gladly put his head on a platter this weekend to send him out, but it's going to get really bad before action is being took, and the fans got to be really, really, really on this guy as they were with Canada, and the team will listen eventually, but I don't know if we're at that point yet. The offense was just such a disaster under Canada. Something needed to be done. Let's see. Jen says Steelers need to stop moving players out of their positions, hoping they will fill the team's needs. It's messing with their skill. You know what? That's right. If you got players that can, you do. If you got players that you don't got the players that can do these things, you're just not equipped to make those particular moves. You got to. Yeah, good.
I don't know. I watch linemen every year in the NFL draft go from guard to center, guard to tackle, tackle to guard, left to right, right to left.
There's people that are totally capable of doing that. But
when we do it with Broderick Jones, it's the end of the world. It's like it happens around the league multiple times a year, but for some odd reason, we get the one guy who can't figure it out.
It's sure looking like.
I mean, what the fuck?
The proof is
what
in
are
the
the
pudding.
goddamn odds?
I know.
I just like I watched, corners get drafted and they go play safety. I watched safeties get drafted to go play inside linebacker. But when the Steelers fucking do it, get a beast, and we can play him here, you can't fucking do it. But yet we can find undrafted guys and turn them into borderline Hall of Famers. I don't fucking get it.
Vegas said white. I'm not sure what that was referring to. I apologize. Tortilla says until we draft until we draft loudest milk, we have to keep louder milk. And then the most loud. The most loud will be after that, guys. Kenneth says Woodside is for practice squad. All right, good deal, good deal.
What is it with Tortilla and the dad jokes? I love it.
And Tortilla's got good jokes.
They're dad jokes, and I love them.
I know.
I'm a sucker for a good dad joke.
Cody says Broderick was extremely good at run blocking his first year here. We all begged for him to replace. I think it was either Kevin Dotson or Dan Moore. How do players regress? Is it bad coaching or is it personal? You know what? I don't know what it is, but it's obvious with Broderick. I got to be honest, Mike. He contested what I said yesterday, but I really feel that he's about as good as he was to start. I don't see much improvement with Broderick Jones. As a matter of fact, he might have regressed. There were times when he did look good, and we don't see that anymore. How you could regress, and if he regressed, I don't know if that's what's going on here, but Mike, I personally haven't seen much improvement with this guy.
Oh no, it's been a total regress. It was Chukwuezekwor for us who he replaced at right tackle like week 8, I think it was, and then from when he replaced him at the end of the year, we went from one of the worst running teams to one of the best running teams in the NFL. He looked like a dominant right tackle to where he didn't have to worry about his pass blocking. All he had to do was just bowl the man over in front of him. He was pulling right to left, opening up holes on the opposite side of the line, manhandling people on the right side. You're like, we got a guy. We got like someone who can be a road grading right tackle just to beat people down. And then he comes back the next year and can't do a fucking thing. Like, on film, you watch those games, you notice like his footwork looked good, his drive looked good. It was just his hand placement was low. All he had to do was bring his hands up, but all of a sudden, like they teach him how to bring his hands up, and he can't move his feet. He was punching people, and he was punching down here, keeping them low. They asked him to put his hands up here, and all of a sudden, his feet go like this. He can't. So for me, it's up here with Broderick Jones. He was on his way to. He could have been a damn good right tackle, and he sucks. He sucks. But yeah, they mold Dan Moore into an average left tackle. Kevin Dotson under Pat Myers went from a 6th-round pick. He should have been starting the whole time, but for some reason, I think they wanted to keep starting Trey Essex over him. Then Kevin Colbert traded him for a 6th-round pick, but he was on his way to becoming a good player. And we saw it when he left here that he became a damn good tackle. And Mason McCormick's being a serviceable guy. Zach Frazier has already talked about as being the 3rd best center in the NFL after 1 year under Pat Myers. So is it Pat Myers or is it not Pat Myers? Is it just all the bad players he gets credit for, never gets credit for any improvement? Is he just the easy target to pick because this left tackle sucked and now this left tackle sucks, so therefore it's his fault? It's just...
In his defense, Mike, you did say that Zach Frazier was going to be one of the best centers.
Yeah.
I think the guy has the skill set. He has the mindset, and we knew that was coming. I don't know how much that has to do with offensive line coach. But again, how many of our offensive linemen do you see regularly improving? Again, we're not happy with the way McCormick played last week. We're not happy with the way that Broderick played last week. The other guy is a veteran. We're not going to worry about him. And finally, besides for Frazier, Fatanu, I guess, is the only one that I haven't really heard anything about. And I think that's a good thing, Mike. Again, when you're talked about as an offensive lineman, it's usually not a good thing. The fact that I'm not hearing a lot about Troy Fatanu after week 1 is probably good. So again, is the improvement on the offensive line, is it meeting your standards? And if it isn't, what's the next step? I don't want to just run out and fire the guy.
Yeah.
I want to try some things first. And I just want to know what's the next step for the offensive line coach for the offensive line, because again, we can't have our 40-year-old quarterback getting stuck 10 times a game. We can't have him getting stuck 4 times a game. Again, this is it's the Jets. Say what you want. Yes, they have decent players. Yes, it's an NFL team, but at the end of the day, you want to play better. You want to keep your quarterback off the ground, and you got to open up holes. And so is this is this something that this offensive line coach is going to be able to fix, Mike? This again, it's probably going to be the Achilles heel at the end of the day on this team.
It's going to be the Achilles heel, and
which is not a good thing.
Yeah,
having
and
your
they want to
offensive
do
line.
zone blocking, wide zone blocking, outside zone blocking. Excuse me. Is that the best use of these guys? For it, Arthur Smith wants the zone run. Like I don't know. I'm more traditional when it comes to run blocking. Just hit the guy in front of you. Simple pulls, simple traps. And then tell the running back, here's the hole, see the hole, hit the hole. I get, the zone schemes. That's what Denver ran for a long time. That's why guys were able to get 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards a year. It's because you just find a hole and then hit the hole. You don't, their holes are supposed to open up in multiple places, and you just pick your lane and go. But I'm more traditional. I love the hit the guy in front of you, because that's less thinking the offensive line has to do. When you have a young O-line, I think that would be more conducive to them. Let them just beat the guy across from them. But like the lines that they drafted, these guys are they're quicker and more athletic than they are more power guys. So I don't know. Is it the scheme? Is it the coaching? Is it the players? It's a combination of all.
Point taken. Kenneth on the board says Roberts got picked up when we quick when we released him. I knew he would. This is a guy that I want in the middle of my defense. He just is, Mike. It's a guy that you don't have to pay a lot of money to. He's a guy that's no problems. He's come in, he plays football, he puts his hat on a body, and he makes plays. And again, they're not the biggest plays, but he makes the plays that count. The fill in the holes the whole way through the game. I was a big Landon Roberts guy. I really was.
He went to the Raiders.
Yeah, he's on the Raiders.
He got one tackle at Raiders. I think he sucks. I think you should just give us to
the Raiders. Give
him to us.
The Raiders are basically the Redskins right now. They're taking all these players that are washed up and everybody basically and trying to put something together. But kind of isn't that what we're doing in a way?
We'll give you a 2028 7th round pick for Landon Roberts. That's how bad he is.
Yeah.
And then he'll come here and make 10 tackles for us. That's the guy we need.
Vegas says, sorry, I was referring to, when he said White.
Devin White. Yeah. I forgot his
White.
name.
When we were talking about it, I said what we were referring to. Devin White, along with Devin Bush. Kenneth says, I think we messed up. We messed Jones up. His rookie year was better, but side switching messed him up. It almost seems like that, though, Mike. You know what I mean? The more we move him around, you're trying to teach him more things. I don't know if the guy has the capability to learn.
They brought him in. They brought him in to play right. Like eventually, they were going to try him at left tackle, but his whole first year, he played practice right tackle, played right tackle, and looked like one of the better right tackles in the league. So I just don't buy that argument of them moving and messed him up when his best year was at right tackle. The first time he ever played right tackle was his best.
But he's played his whole life at left tackle. How can we say that?
But he played his best football at right tackle in the pros.
In limited small doses, of course. I mean, again, the guy's played his whole life at left tackle where he's probably been successful. And in small doses, he played, again, on the right side. But again, I mean, no need to argue, guys. This guy is certainly he's a big question mark here. And the big question mark is he going to be able to fix eventually what it is he has going on and able to keep his quarterback off the ground is ultimately the concern here for us. John says Jones has bad technique. His physical skills aren't enough. After the first year, folks watched his tape. And I got to be honest with you. I'm not saying this to be a bad person. I just don't think he's that smart of a guy. Shoot me, call me the bad guy. There's just things that happened through this first 3 years of him being here, first 3 seasons. I just don't think he's that smart of a guy.
Like always running into the fight.
I'm not demeaning him in any way. I'm just kind of calling it as I see it. And if I'm wrong, maybe I am wrong. But to me, he just doesn't seem like he's that bright. A lot of football players make their way through life like that. They just do. All right, on to the next guys. Vegas says Brojo loves doing the double chop with his arms.
When it works, it's effective. But my God, does it don't work all the time? Because he likes to just push them and chop them down. Great when you can hit it. But if you go out there with weak hands, these guys are going to just swat you away and throw you out of the way.
Jen says Dodson is exactly my point. Benton will be next. We'll go to another team, and we will wonder why we didn't get that play out of them.
Dodson was playing well for us, but for some odd reason, I forget who the guard was that they wanted to play over him, and they kept playing him over him. It made no sense. Remember, was it Trey Essex maybe? I can't remember. It was someone of that caliber, not really that good, but was a veteran here, and they wouldn't let Dodson play over him, and then they set him on the bench. I thought Dodson was playing well his first 2 years here.
Tortilla says Broderick needs to eat some food on the sidelines. I feel like that will fix everything. Like Marshawn eating. Maybe that's what we got to do here on the show, Mike. Maybe we'll start feeding Derpy Skittles.
Speaking of Derpy, are you alive over there, dude?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I was getting worried about you.
I'm interested.
Did you want snacks, Derpy? Is this what we have to do? Remember that was the case on Scooby-Doo. Whenever they wanted him to do something, they threw him Scooby snacks. Maybe that's what we have to do. We have to feed Derpy Yinzer snacks throughout the course of the show and to get the most out of his performance.
I think that
It might have to happen.
would work.
Let's see. Cody says, let me ask you guys, if Broderick doesn't work out, how many years does that put us behind it? Minimum 2 years. You know what? That's a good question. Especially he was the cornerstone. He was the starting piece of drafting linemen, both sides of the ball, to make a Philadelphia type building of the team. They could pay. I don't know, Mike. That's a good question. I mean, they could bring in a free agent next year. They could draft somebody. They could. What's the next step? What's the next step beyond Broderick? If that maybe if that's how it plays out.
So Fatano has experience protecting the blind side because he blocked for Penix at Oregon. Yeah, it was right side, but I think he also played a little left tackle as well. I think Fatano's athletic enough to where athletically gifted enough to where you can flip sides and let him be your blind side protector, and then you go out and get a right tackle, which is easier than getting.
Why don't they just do this, Mike? Right now they can fix. If what you're saying today is true, all the information that I gathered, if we would just take Broderick and put him on the right hand side and Fatanu on the left hand side, this could all be fixed.
Yeah, which is what I thought they were going to do when they drafted Fatanu, was keep Brojo at, but they're like everyone else. Oh, we got him back in his natural position, which no, leave him at right. Leave him at right. I'd rather have my question mark at right tackle so my quarterback can see the pressure. Okay. In today's NFL, your edge rushers, they're so good they line up on both sides. You got to be able to do both, but I'd rather my right-handed quarterback be able to see the pressure coming from the right side than have to worry about his blind side.
All right. Cody says we ain't getting someone better than Broderick next year if we get a quarterback. And again, though, I mean, you can always look around at free agency. There are going to be people available, but let's continue to watch. It's week one. Let's give him that, and we'll figure out next week if we want to kick his ass out the door yet. Vegas says the RBs need to do better too. They missed plenty of cutbacks. I agree. I've seen some missed cutbacks as well. So again, let's see how this. It's week two. I don't think anybody looked perfect last week. The Bills look pretty good, but we won't worry about them just yet. Cody says Splain got cut and went to the Patriots. Yeah,
him and he's out there with Mark Robinson.
Yeah. Let's see. Tortilla says last few years, it seems like they just sent the players out there with the basic game plan, and then at the half they would adjust. Mike Tallman is a great halftime adjustments, but that's because he starts games bad. It's a good point. We pointed that out as well last week.
Last year we were talking about that all the time.
Well, particularly this last game, we certainly brought this up that you've seen the adjustments being made and that were made at halftime, and again it became more apparent at the end of the game when the Steelers actually were making the Jets punt, and when they stopped them for a few drives there at the end. But you know what? That's not wrong. We do start slow. We've generally started slow. As a matter of fact, the Steelers started slow ever since I was a kid, and this has gone through 3 different head coaches. In the 80s, they were a slow starting team with Knoll. In the 90s, they were a slow starting team with Cowher, and now they're a slow starting team. I don't know what that is. Maybe everybody's a slow starting team. We just don't see it that way. Maybe it's a pervasive issue. I don't know what the case is, but the fact of the matter is I don't remember except a handful of games.
Right.
The Steelers just being a generally slow starting football team.
Dude, remember that was 55-0, 50-0 win Browns had on us opening day back in the day?
It was we're just again
Oh,
the Denver
oh,
AFC Championship game where we went to Super Bowl 40. We started fast. I could literally pick games out that I could remember
yeah,
that the Steelers start fast
yeah.
because we
Been
don't
running down
start, because we don't start fast that
right.
regularly. It's
That whole playoff run we started fast, except for the Super Bowl.
Kenneth Jones says you don't have to be bright to punch in the mouth, just have good technique. I know. But where does that put him? That's what I want to know. Where does if you don't have to be bright to do these things, where does that put Broderick?
So, well, I was reading articles today, and they I think they were talking about just how he's always so positive and upbeat, and nothing seems to get him down in life. I don't want that energy from a lineman on offense or defense.
Yeah.
I want someone who's perpetually angry.
We need anger.
I want I want to hang out with that person, but I don't want him on my offensive line.
Remember Chris Kiamatu? He was an angry little.
He looked angry all the time.
we need somebody angry up there.
That fucking mane flown out of the back of his helmet. That I swear he had 5,000 crossbars on.
Remember,
that
he was always getting some kind of altercation. Tortilla says Broderick does kind of look like a frog. I still love him though. I want him to turn it around, and maybe we can get him cheap because his first years were crap. I think best case scenario is he improves and fixes everything, and this offensive line is not the problem anymore. So again, I'm giving him this, guys, and I'm going to try to, maybe we'll leave it right there with him. We've been picking on Broderick for quite some time now. Let's see how he does this weekend, and we'll go from there. But we do got more things we're going to get into, Mike. Let me just grab these last couple messages, and then we will do that. John says, folks need to think 2027 and beyond for a Super Bowl. No rookie has ever won never won a Super Bowl, but they did do it in their sophomore year, though.
Yep. Hey, no 6 seed won a Super Bowl until we did it. Never say never. I know the odds aren't in our favor. I don't think it's going to happen, but.
And Kenneth says, Cody, he couldn't explain why he sucks so much. Guys, a couple other things. Some big news, a little bit of accolades for your Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, we're talking about the truths and the problems and things that need to be fixed. But guys, there is some good things that we could discuss today. That's right, because your kicker, Chris Boswell, that's right, was named the player of the week, the special teams player of the week, going 2 for 2 on field goals, going 4 for 4 on extra points for a total of 10 points, and the long 60-yard, not to mention the other field goal was 59 yards, 60-yard game-winning field goal against the Jets last week, guys. Chris Boswell was named the special teams player of the week in the NFL, not just an AFC award or anything like this. The NFL special teams player of the week, Chris Boswell, everybody.
Well-deserved.
Absolutely. Let's see a couple other things. Some notes I have here from the game last week against the Jets. Of course, we're going to wrap up Jets talk. We're getting week 2 starts tonight. Like back tightness apparently limited Aaron Rodgers' mobility versus the Jets. He had some back tightness. Does that stop him from taking them 4 sacks? I don't know. Against the offensive line just didn't put him in great positions. Those 4 sacks were very sacky. They were, you know what I mean? It wasn't. It looked like our quarterback.
He was taking, and he took some blame too on some of them. He said he was like, that's not all in the O line. He's like, I stepped up into some of those sacks. But when I saw that back soreness, like, dude, you're 41.
I know.
Well, I know when I hear someone for the age of 30 say back problems, like you're gonna be feeling that for a couple weeks.
That should just be the default for somebody that's over 40 years old. You should just automatically assume they're going to have back issues when they play. I'm cool with that. Mike, let's see what else we do have here. We do have the Steelers update on Tyreek Hill. Quote out of the Steelers media: the Steelers want Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
this was the message yesterday. However, as of this morning, Miami's saying nobody even called us about Tyreek Hill. What's going on, Mike?
What I gathered is I saw Mike Florio was being interviewed. He said my sources, the same source that told me the Steelers are getting Jalen Ramsey, are interested, or they want Tyreek Hill. Granted, that report, or he was told this before, like all the legal issues that are happening with Tyreek Hill, that the Steelers did want him, but I don't think they've reached out recently. But they have wanted him, and they probably are keeping an eye on what's going on. off the field issues with him and waiting to see what happens because the NFL is investigating what's going on right now. And there's still more reports saying though that like Kansas City and Pittsburgh are reaching out to him, and
I don't know who to
yeah,
believe.
there's a lot of reports going around, and Miami could just be saying no one's reached out to him to make it sound like no, we're not trying to get rid of this guy. We want to win and we want to compete and blah blah blah. It's the NFL.
Meanwhile, they might be the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, there's smoke screens everywhere with these teams.
So that, guys, was some scoop that I did get. Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter says there was zero calls about Hill. So that is what we have up to the moment on Tyreek Hill. Me and Mike, I'm all for it. I want more weapons. More weapons, the better. That's just me. Guys say that the guy. This is an all-in season. Let's just say he comes here for the next 16 games and becomes a pain in the ass at some point. We're gonna get rid of his ass. I want more weapons, guys. We got. We're all in. Why go halfway when you go all in? Let's go all in.
Yeah, if you can still pull a trade right like that and make it work, go ahead and do it, man. Because it's weird. You can find skill players, but you can't find offensive linemen or defensive linemen. It's true though. It's just weird in sports like that. In certain sports, there's certain positions and types of players that are of abundance, and others that you can't find. But I'm all for it because we're going to need to be able to score as many points as we can. If this defense can't get it done, you must. And hey, if our offensive line can't give you time to throw, might as well throw screens to Tyreek Hill and DK Metcalf all game long.
Well, two of the fastest guys in the league. Where he could basically throw the ball and then go catch it 40 yards down the field after he throws it himself. He's got that kind of speed. Even if there's blitzing, you can't keep the defensive line off your ass. Maybe just snap and throw the ball down. This guy's very quick.
Again, you get him behind the secondary.
You get him behind the secondary, he's going to be trouble. He gets behind them DBs, guys. He's gone. Let's see. So a few other things, Mike. We do know roster moves. We kind of got into this earlier. We signed Peppers to a 1-year deal to Jabril Peppers. Will be wearing number 40, and he is signed to a 1-year deal. They did also move Pierre back to the active roster. They put Logan Woodside initially to the practice squad, Mike, but as you're saying, they are going to probably put him as the number 3 because of what's going on with our quarterback situation.
Yeah, they can do a little trickery on game day, just elevate him for the day.
And Harmon and Thompson both go to the IR. Finally, guys, the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, this is what they have going on this week with injuries. Yesterday, Mike, at their practices, name that we're familiar with, Devin Witherspoon. He was out. Mike, the cornerback, Devin Witherspoon, he is out. He did not practice yesterday. Safety, Nick Amanawari, he was out. Limited at practice was linebacker Ernest Jones. Safety, Julian Love, defensive tackle Jaron Reed, and wide receiver Derek Young. Those were the people that missed practice for Seattle to this point. So coming in to the weekend, guys, they do have injuries as well. There's no real big name really shining off this page at me, Mike. Like ourselves, I think both teams come into this week 2 matchup at Acrisure Stadium to kick off the Steelers' home schedule, generally healthy.
Generally, but I think that Witherspoon not practicing is huge. He's 2 years in the league, 2 Pro Bowls, really good young corner. If he can't play, there's talk that they're going to bench Tariq Woolen, who was a starter for a while out there, another young player, but inconsistent. Amore, I like him as a rookie, but my God, man, you keep losing guys in that secondary, I'm happy, because right now, if Witherspoon can't go, Josh Joby, I think, is their other corner of some repute, but that secondary going to get thin up there. I'm starting to like our chances more and more and more.
And this is not that great of a team. Again, I watched this game in its entirety against San Francisco. This is just not. They don't look that good, guys. Just saying, we look better than what Seattle looked in their game. As they were up 10-7 against San Francisco. They should have won this game. They ended up losing, guys, or 13-7, and they lost 17-13. Wasn't really impressed with Seattle. As a matter of fact, I was more impressed with San Francisco, and they didn't have much going on. Seattle, they don't look that great to me, Mike. I'm just saying. I hear you huffing and puffing over there.
I know. I like the Jets. They got some players that
every team
can make
does.
some plays. Yeah, I know. But I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk.
Well, I think okay. All right.
I hope I'm wrong. You know me. When it comes to predictions, I hope I'm wrong.
Steeler games never are a cakewalk. I think we could all agree on that. But again, I
They
think
haven't
the
been
hardest back and a
since
half.
Ben's elbow.
this is a very beatable team, is what I'm trying to say. Kenneth Jones says, I feel that like Hill is a mature Calvin Austin. Mature?
Matured skill set, maybe.
Oh, skill set. Okay.
So not as a person.
All right. Finally, guys, we got to get into
Everywhere.
the picks of the week. Mike, we have one more thing that I do want to talk about as far as our Steelers, the details on Cam Hayward's contract.
Yeah.
So
I
this is
tried to
what
track
we
them
got,
down.
guys.
Yeah.
It has two different situations. So there's a $1.6 million extra for Cam if he gets 8.5 sacks and the Steelers make the playoffs.
So 8.5 and make the playoffs.
And there's an
Ooh.
extra 1.6 million if he gets 11.5 sacks and the Steelers win a playoff game. These are the incentives for Cam Hayward. Now, there's one more part to the incentives. It is this. If Cam fails to log 30% of the defensive snaps this season, his $12.95 roster bonus decreases to $875,000.
Wow.
So just
Let's
let me
look at
repeat that one more time. There's two tiers to his what he figured out for his bonuses, or for his incentives. 1.6 million if he reaches
Probably Jacksonville.
8.5 sacks, and if the Steelers make the playoffs. Another 1.6 if he reaches 11.5 sacks, and the Steelers win a playoff game. And finally, if he fails to log 30% of the defensive snaps on the season, his 12.95 million roster bonus turns into 875,000. So, Mike, we see him on the sideline. We always tease.
He's huffing and puffing.
Why is him and TJ over there huffing and puffing? He's got to be out there now, Mike. If he again $13 million down to under $1 million.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play 30%.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So 8.5 sacks might be doable. The 11.5 plus a playoff one. Like, I'm kind of root he gets 8.5 when we miss the playoffs.
Why is that?
So he doesn't get the money.
Oh, fuck that. I want to win.
Hey, like, no one out petties me.
Yeah,
okay?
No, you're right. You are King Petty.
I am a petty motherfucker.
You are Tom Petty. You are Richard Petty.
I think that would be fucking phenomenal. Like, well, right now, okay, he played 67% of the snaps last week. He's doing good. He's well on track there. So he's going to get his bonus.
Let me grab a couple more guys because we do got to get into the pick. Okay,
I'm sorry. I pulled a Derpy.
Relax, we're getting there. Do you and Derpy want to have a whole other conversation while I go ahead and handle the board?
It just happened to pop up. I saw a flash of
a
squirrel.
All right. Cody asks this. He goes, "Who was a better defense, Cincinnati or Jacksonville?" Well, I'm going to be on
Jacksonville, maybe.
Well, I'm just wondering how good. What's going on with Cincinnati? They almost lost to the Browns, guys. And this is a team that has you know what's going on. They paid out $10 gazillion to their top 3 skill players.
Yeah.
They only won 17-16 to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what we have going on in Cincinnati. Yes, they're tied with us in first place right now, one game into the season. But again, they very well could have lost that game to the Browns. I'm just saying, for paying that much money out to them receivers and that quarterback, that game probably shouldn't have been as close. That makes me wonder what else they have going on. Is that defense that bad? Is the offensive line that bad? Signs are pointing to yes, Mike. If you pull out the magic 8 ball, signs would point to yes, because again, the offense, they're having a lot of the issues that we're having, but just magnified. It seems like offensive line, defense issues. So again, Mike, I don't know what kind of I don't know what kind of team Cincinnati has. And even they signed Trey Hendrickson back. They made a deal.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to matter. That team just I don't know what we have. I don't think it's very good though going into this year, Mike.
Yeah, because outside of 4 players, they don't have a whole lot going on.
Let me tell you this.
I don't trust their O-line, and outside of Hendrickson and maybe the rookie on defense, I don't trust their defense at all.
A 41-year-old quarterback that people have a lot of question about went out and threw 4 touchdowns. Joe Burrow and 2 of the higher paid receivers in the league went out and almost lost to the Browns. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know what to make of this team. I don't think that it's good. But the Bengals, they bungle it every year, man. That's why they are what they are.
Yep.
John says Khan is more shrewd than a Jewish diamond dealer in Manhattan. I like that.
Like, you're not wrong, brother. You're not wrong.
wrong.
That is some. That's like, you want to talk about a petty contract and what was given to him. He was like, you want to fucking try and sabotage what we've been building here? All right, good luck with this shit right here.
Yeah.
Because he might get the 8.5 and make the playoffs for 1.6. And if he held out and did all the shenanigans for $1.6 million, brother, what are your finances looking like?
Yeah. I know. He must eat a lot. That's all I got to say. Let's see. Vegas says the Browns aren't terrible and the Bengals aren't that good. I think you're right. But here's the thing about the Browns. They're the Browns. There's just teams that you point to and you say, oh, they're the Jets. Oh, they're the Browns. The Browns just fall in that category. It doesn't matter if they are good. They're the Browns. It's going to happen. They're going to fall apart. And until they prove me wrong. And they've only proved me wrong once since 1988. They've only finished ahead of the Steelers one time in the standings since 1989, guys. So until they could prove me wrong, I'm not going to change my opinion. They're the Browns. But I agree. They're not terrible. They shouldn't be as bad as they are.
Like,
but they always have this way of just being the Browns. That's the only way you can explain it.
It is too, yeah. And like, they have some really good players on that team. Some guys I wish we had.
You know what? That's a good question. I didn't get in and do my picks yet, Cody. So I didn't realize that's where you were going. He says take Jacksonville with the spread. I don't want to lead you astray. Don't go by me on that one. I still have to look at the games myself and do my figuring out. But I would take Jackson. I would take Cincinnati in this football game, because their offense should be better than Jacksonville's offense, like a lot better, right?
It should be, but okay. It's at Cincinnati, and they're a 3.5-point home favorite.
Is Joe Burrow starting the season off 0-2, losing to the? Oh no, he would be 1-2.
This is not gambling advice. This is not gambling. It's purely speculation and friend talking here. I'd take the Bengals minus 3.5.
I would too.
I'm not giving you gambling advice.
I think they win this game by more than a touchdown. I think they win this game by 10 points. Just because, again, these are two bad teams. And when it comes down to it, one team usually kicks. Well, here's the thing. One bad team usually kicks the other team's ass when you have two bad teams playing. And I don't see Jacksonville being the team that kicks Cincinnati's ass. But I do see Jacksonville having the offensive power in their skill positions to be able to score more on Jacksonville. I'm going to take Cincinnati in that game. I'm making that call now. Jamal said, is losing to the Browns all that bad? We did it. We do it every year for the last. We do, but have we been all that good for the past few years?
Average.
You know what I mean? But they have only beat us once. They've only finished higher than us once since 1989 in standings. So do what you want with that. But again, let's wait till we get a little bit better and we'll make that call. But you're not wrong, Jamal. I definitely point is taken. Tortilla says, "Hey, Connor Hayward's aren't cheap."
He looks like he can eat.
He
got that chubby face.
Right.
He can eat.
Corey said, "Let's see how Cam plays now with that motivation. Now he's got to prove that he's not too old." The big one for me is that 30% of the snaps going from $13 million to $800,000. That's a drop, man. For me,
Dude, I don't want to see him injured. I don't. Absolutely. But imagine if he gets injured. One, that would hurt the team, and he's going to lose a shit ton of fucking money.
Yeah. So he's got a ball
funny
out,
to
man.
laugh at, but my God,
he's got a ball out.
The demise of Cam Hayward.
But that's gonna keep him motivated to stay in game shape all year long.
Let's see how Cam plays now with that motivation. Now he's got to prove that he's not too old. And Jamal, yeah, and you know what? I did preach out all off season, Jamal. I have went on about Cincinnati's offense and the Browns defense, and I continued to say that all through the off season, and I think that still stands. They do have a solid defense, and again, the Browns are going to be a team that are going to beat you if you go in not prepared. They're just one of them kind of. Again, they're the Browns. The story never changes. The results, or the story may change, but the results are always the same with them Browns. Listen. If I can figure that out, I would have an answer for these Pirates. They're the NFL's Pirates.
Yep.
Again, can they be fixed? I don't know. I just don't know. But we do, guys. We're going to jump on to the picks for the week, guys.
Let's go.
Mike, Derpy. Let's get ready. Put on your thinking caps, guys, and don't forget, guys, on the CBS Pick'em, Mike has the and he'll put it up again, the link for the CBS Pick'em right on the terrible board, and then also you can just go right outside on YouTube on the main page of ours and click it there. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. It is 100% free, no risk involved. A bunch of the guys, about 10 guys right now from the board, has made their way to the CBS Pick'ems and signed up. And I got to be honest with you, everybody did very well, especially Richard. Richard wins 14 of 16 games to kick off the NFL season last week. RB right behind him. He had 13 out of 16, and one other player did have 13 as well, then 12. So there was a lot of wins, guys. The only one that really did bad was Derpy. But you know what? That's fine, Derpy. You are the back-to-back picks champion. I'm not counting you out just yet. I'm just going to throw this under. It was a rough you were rusty, just like a lot of the NFL teams were this week. Fair?
A rusty trombone.
Rusty trombone. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let me grab Cody real quick. He says, I don't know if you guys know, Cincinnati had 7 yards of offense in the whole second half. Wow. I didn't know that. But in this particular game, though, I'm still, because I wouldn't say Jacksonville matches up against what Cleveland has defensively, is going to be my reason for that. Cody says 2 quarters. Let's get to it, guys. All starts tonight. Week number 2 starts in Green Bay. The Packers have back-to-back home games to start a season. Geez, we're lucky to get a home game to start a season. Then Packers get back-to-back home games to kick it off, Mike. The Commanders tonight will travel to Wisconsin to take on the Packers. Let me pull out my score page here so I can keep track of what's going on. I'm going to start with you, Derpy, just because you were on the low end of the totem pole. Derpy, Commanders, Packers tonight. Who do you like in this football game?
Give me the Packers.
All right, Michael. I'm sorry, go ahead. Derpy, what was that?
They're home at Lambeau. Give me the Packers.
All right. Mike, for you, these are 2 pretty good football teams. I'd say 2 pretty much up-and-coming football teams, certainly in the NFC. 2 pretty much up-and-coming quarterbacks in the NFC. Mike, who do you like? Washington at Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay, and mainly because I think Micah Parsons is going to be a force in this game. I think he'll be able to run stride for stride with Jaden Daniels if Daniels gets out of the pocket. I think that's going to be a fun chess match to watch those 2 guys going at it right there. I think.
Speaking of your Penn State guys, who's the guy that plays on the defensive side for the Giants?
Abdul Carter.
Did you see Abdul Carter playing defense for a 3-point shot last week when he was on a blitz?
Yeah.
What was that? I've never seen a football player do that. He was like,
I saw, like, it was like, what is Abdul Carter doing? And the quarterback too? He comes in running like this, and the quarterback throws it up in the way out of gave up on the play. It's like, what are you both doing? It's like they both had a Madden glitch.
It made me think of you. It made me think of you. And then also, speaking of Micah Parsons, it brought back the memory. Yeah. But I thought I've never seen a defensive player put that hand up in the quarterback's face, and it was like
unless he thought he wasn't going to be able to get there in time to make the sack. And the best thing, I'm just going to put my hand up and deflect.
I've never seen that.
I watched him in college kill guys running in that free.
Really? All right, guys. Derpy, we're going to come back to you. NFC matchup, NFC East matchup. We have the Giants at the Cowboys. The Cowboys lose in week 1. The Giants lose in week 1 also. One of these teams have to win first. This one's at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Derpy, who wins? Giants at the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys. Giants suck.
Okay, Michael, same with you. We just talked about the Giants briefly, but for this particular game, like Giants at Cowboys, any chance you're taking New York?
No, I think the Cowboys have too much offensively for that Giants defense as a whole. I think the Giants have a chance if they play all 4 of their defensive linemen at one time that are all studs. I think they could keep it close, but I think Dallas has too much.
Still sticking with the midget.
All right, guys, we have a couple teams. One team won last week. One team lost last week, guys. Next game on the list, Derpy, is the Rams at the Titans. The Rams at the Titans. Some out-of-conference play. Some 2 very not attractive teams, in my opinion. Derpy, Rams at the Titans. Who do you like in this game?
Give me the Rams. All Titans are all combobulated, and they have a rookie quarterback.
All right, Mike, same question comes to you. The Rams at the Titans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams. That Titans team outside of Cam Ward looks god awful. So give me the Rams.
I like the Matt Stafford over Cam Ward. Certainly at this point of their careers anyway.
Yeah.
I take that as well. Guys, next game on the list, an AFC East showdown. The team that we just beat are home again. Again, some of these teams with these 2 home games to start the season, I just don't get it. The Jets, they host the Buffalo Bills. Again, any chance anybody's taking a New York team in this pick? Derpy?
No.
Give me the Bills. They're
Okay.
a more complete team than the Jets.
Absolutely. It should be a good one, though. Just seeing what we've seen.
Yeah, it should be a good.
And that also is going to tell a story, guys. If Buffalo goes out and beats the Jets by 40 points, where we beat the Jets on a lucky bounce on a kickoff return fumble, that starts to kind of tell a little story too. Maybe if the Jets stays in this game, it also tells a story in our favor. So, again, an interesting game to keep an eye on through the weekend. Also going back, staying in the AFC East, gentlemen, the Patriots at the Dolphins. Talking about a game of a couple of undesirables.
This game sucks.
Derpy, who do you like in this one?
This game sucks.
Apparently, he likes this game sucking, apparently.
Yeah, this game's going to suck.
Who do you want, Derpy?
This is hard. Because the Dolphins didn't perform well defensively or offensively well last week.
Well, let's think about this. The Dolphins got killed by Indianapolis. And the Patriots let one slip away and lose, 20-13 to the Raiders, if that helps you.
Yeah, give me the Patriots.
All right. Michael?
I am going to take Miami at home in the heat, in the rain. They're going to have the shade, the nice, cool sidelines while the Patriots have to sit there and just die in that heat on their visiting side. I'm liking Miami early at home with the weather advantage.
All right, this barn burner next. It was brought up by Cody on the board, guys. The Jaguars at the Bengals. Derpy. Jaguars at the Bengals.
Ooh. Give me the Bengals.
All right.
I don't want to say it, but give me the Bengals.
There's just sometimes you got to. I don't like saying it either. Mike, same question to you. Jaguars at Bengals.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
I don't think Jacksonville has a lot going on.
No, I like their 2 edge rushers, but that's about it on that defense.
Yeah, so far. I mean, you haven't seen Travis Hunter. Certainly, he got a haircut. So,
but a haircut. Hey, he's lighter now, lighter and quicker.
All right, guys. This next game is a game of a couple teams that did lose last week. No, they didn't. San Francisco won, as I mentioned earlier, in a close game over our next opponent, the Seattle Seahawks, 17-13. And the Saints, they lose. Derpy, who do you like in San Francisco, New Orleans?
San Francisco.
All right. Mike, San Francisco at New Orleans.
Brock Purdy's now out.
Yes, he's out.
Wait, never mind that.
You want the Saints, Derpy?
I might have to go with the Saints.
All right. Brock Purdy does have turf, though. Also, do want to say that, Cody, or anybody else that's getting on to do their picks, Brock Purdy is out. Mike,
he's out 2-5.
Saints, Niners, Mike.
Purdy out, Kittle out.
They looked pretty. They looked rough last week again. I don't know how they beat Seattle, but they did.
The Aints really don't impress me, but it is at the whatever fucking dome they have. The Mercy, I don't know who it is, but Spencer Rattler.
We know all the guys. Just give us a pick.
Fuck it. I'm riding with the Niners.
All right.
Wow.
I don't think I don't know. The Saints are pretty bad, so I don't know if either pick is bad. I don't know. I think they're both pretty bad.
As long as CMC is healthy,
guys. This game right here means a lot to us in the division. Next game on the list, Derpy, the Browns at the Ravens. Last week, you were the only person on the planet to pick the Browns, as I understand. Derpy, Browns at Ravens. Who do you like in this one?
Well, the clowns are the clowns, and the Ravens are also clowns because they let one slip away. Give me the Ravens.
All right. The thing about Derpy, I don't think he ever really wants to pick the Browns. I think he just does because his mom's a fan, and
I think so
he
too.
tries to appease her.
I think so too.
Mike, same question to you. The Browns at the Ravens. Who do you like?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was answering a work text. Did Derpy take the Browns?
No.
No.
Did not. Okay, good. I'm gonna say because if you did Derpy, I was gonna bitch slap you through the internet.
I'm
with all due
smarter than
respect,
that. I'm smarter
give me the
than that.
Ravens. They're not falling 0-2 this year.
All right. Next one, guys. NFC North. NFC North. The Chicago Bears at Detroit. Detroit losing pretty handily to Green Bay last week. The Bears losing a pretty close one on Monday night, guys. Mike, an improving Bears team or a struggling Lions team? Sorry, Derpy. I'm sorry. Bears, Lions.
This is tough.
Derpy literally says that about every game.
Every
No,
game,
this
every
one-
game
no,
is.
no,
This one's
seriously
tough.
This one's seriously tough because one the Bears, lost on.
Or the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears are the Bears, and then the Lions are the Lions.
The Bears, yes, they are. Yes, they are. And the Derpy is the Derpy.
And the Tigers are the Tigers. And that's what Dorothy said,
But-
right?
But I like the chances at home for the Lions, so give me the Lions.
All right. You like Detroit in this one?
Yeah.
Mike, same question to you. The Bears at the Lions.
Well, the Bears are the Bears. The Lions are the Lions. So give me the Lions.
All right. Good deal. Gotcha. All right, guys, moving on. We are on 4:00 games now on Sunday. The Broncos at the Colts.
That should be a good game.
Danny Dimes appeared to be one of the best quarterbacks ever last week in the big win, Mike. Derpy, the Broncos at the Colts. And the Broncos didn't quite play up to that level that we've seen from them last year, at least now. But to this point, Derpy, Broncos at Colts.
Give me the Broncos. I like their defense more than what the Colts faced last week in the Dolphins.
All right. Mike, same question for you. 4:05, Broncos at Colts.
This for me. I'm gonna pull in the Derby. This is a tough one because I don't. The Colts could play people tough at home. Broncos did not look that good, but I am gonna take the Broncos. I think Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes good for a couple good games a year.
And again, Denver was a playoff team, and Miami is Miami. So you got to consider that as well. Guys, next game, this is an NFC game. As a matter of fact, it's two teams that I could care two shits about, but we have to pick them anyway. The Panthers at the Cardinals. Derpy, Panthers at the Cardinals.
God, this game sucks. Give me the Cardinals at home because Marvin Harrison Jr.
All right. And Mike, same question comes to you. Panthers at Cardinals.
Battle of midgets.
It is too.
The Midget Bowl.
It is. But I'm going to go with the Cardinals. That Panthers team, I thought they were going to be a lot better than what they were last year. But, whew, damn, did they not look good. So give me the Cards.
All right, guys, we start being right around the rounding third part of the show. Mike, we have five more games to pick, and then we'll be locked in for the week. Derpy, coming to you for this next one. This is a rematch of the Super Bowl. 4:25 on Sunday. The Super Bowl champions Philadelphia Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Derpy, who wins this game?
Eagles. The Chiefs looked terrible on defense, and Kelsey looked really, really slow.
Mike, Eagles at Chiefs.
I'm going to take the Eagles, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think it might be. The Eagles secondary didn't impress. I know the Chiefs wide receiver room is not the best, but I think they'll scheme stuff up to keep it close. But give me the Eagles, unfortunately.
I think the Eagles are a better version of what the Chargers are. And again, the Chiefs struggled with the Chargers. Great defense, great interior line. So a lot of things, Mike, that the Chiefs did see in week one, they see this week, but just on a higher level, in my opinion. So both you guys are taking the Eagles on that. Guys, 3 games left. The 8:20 game on Sunday night is the Falcons. They are at Minnesota. We got to see Minnesota this week on Monday night, and then of course the Falcons over the weekend. Both of these teams out in the NFC, average. Derpy, Falcons at Vikings. Who do you like?
I think I learned my lesson. Don't choose the Bears. Give me the Vikings.
All right. Mike, Vikings hosting the Falcons.
Yeah, give me the Vikings at home. I think this is not going to be close.
A couple games, 2 Monday Night Football games, and then the Steelers game, guys. All we have left. First Monday Night Football game, 7 o'clock, the Buccaneers at the Texans. The 10 o'clock Monday Night Football game, the Chargers at the Raiders. Derpy, let's start with the 7 o'clock Monday Night Football. Buccaneers at Texans. Who are you taking for Tampa Bay at Houston?
Give me Baker Mayfield
All right.
over CJ Stroud.
And Mike, same question for you.
Yeah, I'm
at the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Buccaneers as well. I'm still
Texas
not.
Defense is terrible.
Their offensive line is shit, and I think Vita Vea and Clancy are going to have a field day.
All right, guys. Last Monday night game, the 10 o'clock start game is the Chargers at the Raiders. Chargers at the Raiders. The Chargers started off the season by beating the Chiefs. The Raiders started off the season by beating the New England Patriots. Derpy, who do you like? Chargers at the Raiders.
Who is even the Raiders quarterback?
It's Alex Smith. Geno Smith. I don't know why I said Alex Smith. Apologize.
You are retarded.
Yeah.
I had a 50-50 shot of getting the white guy or the black guy.
That's true. So you are, Derpy, you're
Give
saying
me the Chargers.
Chargers,
Give me the Chargers.
Okay. And Mike, finally to you, the Chargers going to Las Vegas. Who do you like in this game?
Chargers.
All right.
Chargers. They have a better quarterback.
All right, let's circle back around, guys. We're going to do predictions for the Steelers-Seahawks game. Plus, I need a final score for the tiebreaker for the week. Derpy, Steelers hosting Seattle, Week 2, Acrisure Stadium, 1 o'clock, Sunday afternoon. Who wins and by what score? Derpy, you're on the clock.
I'm on the clock?
Yeah,
oh, no. Give me the Steelers. Hold on.
If I one can give you a suggestion, Derpy,
Yeah.
like really think it out, like on your own time, so the pressure's not against you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you put and the Steelers got this, and then when you come into this, you'll be prepared. Now the pressure's on. Everyone's watching you. Everyone's listening. I'm just saying, just a tip. You could do what you want with that. But Derpy, what's the score you like?
14.
What did you say?
27,
Did you say 14?
Yeah.
All right, 27-14. That's your pick. Steelers?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, good deal. That's 41 points total. Mike, I need a prediction on who wins, and I need a score for your tiebreaker. Richard on the board is our leader on the CBS Pick'ems picks. He says 28-17, which I think sounds like a really good score now that I'm thinking about it. Derpy says 27-14, which again is a good pick. Mike, who wins and by what score?
I'm going 28-14. I think we were going to have a pretty good high-scoring offense this year.
Seems like everybody has the same general ballpark opinion on what the score may be.
So we're going to lose. Thanks, guys.
So, Mike, that puts you at 42. So when it comes down to tiebreakers, Derpy 41, Mike 42. Mike, I like the strategy on that one, to be honest with you.
That wasn't. I didn't even think it that way. I was like, 28-14
What'd you just
sounds
say?
like. I had a stroke. I had a stroke mid-sentence there, boys.
So I do want to say, Mike, the picks are in. The picks are in for the week. Good luck to the guys on the panel on the show for this particular one. But guys, don't forget, hit the link on the Terrible board or just right outside on the main YouTube page. You can hit that link, sign up for the CBS Pick'em for everybody on the board and everybody in the Terrible board and at home, whoever you want to join. See how you do. Again, the Derpy was in last. Richard was in first. Who knows what can happen? Just sign up. Takes 5 minutes. It costs absolutely nothing. Go hit the link and sign up and get picking today as the NFL does start tonight, week number 2 between Washington and Green Bay. Let me grab a couple of these messages real quick, Mike, and then we're going to have you jump over to the website, get us rolling on that, and get to the trivia of the day. I'm going to go right here where Cody says, haha, gambling advice. Thanks, fellas. You win some, you lose some. I like it. Corey says, I have an odd feeling that the Jets are going to pull it off. I think our defense is better than Buffalo's. I'm going to change my pick to New York.
Ooh.
Interesting, Corey.
I like it. I like it.
Ballsy. I like it too.
I like it.
Cody says Bills are pretty much playing the same team they played last week. They played Baltimore last week and the Jets this week. Interesting take. Mark Malone says when Derpy says something is hard, whoa.
Whoa.
Well, that could be a sound effect as whoa. It is pretty.
Whoa.
No one wants to
know.
picture Derpy in anything hard.
Oh. Cody says 7 yards in 30 minutes in a game is wild. Talking about Cincinnati. That is wild. That's
a terrible offense and great fucking defense.
Especially where all their money is.
Yeah.
Especially with where all their money is. Wow. Corey says, give me the Ravens. If we lose, I don't want to be tied with the Browns. Yeah, right. That's all we need. Cody says the Rams should easily cover the 5.5 point spread. D-Roy wants to stay in the will. John says.
Derpy wants to stay in the will.
Oh, Derpy wants to stay. I was wondering who D-Roy was, but Derpy, that makes sense. And then also do want to say Kenneth did say the E won to the Eagles in that particular game. John says, I think the Chiefs want to make a statement. You know what? I do too. Who do the Chiefs play? The Eagles. You know what? I think that one could go really either way. You know what? My guy said this. I remember when we were talking about the season as it was getting started. I said I would like to see the Chiefs get off to a slow start, certainly in the division that could. And you know what? If they start out 0-2, this is uncharted water for this team. And this quarterback and this team and this coach, Mike, they find ways to win football games. That's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, I have a feeling if they go 0-2, they are calling up Miami. What do you want for Tyreek?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? What do you want?
Where if we're 2-0, we're going to be less likely to make that call. So again, guys, keep an eye. Of course, Richard did say Seattle and Pittsburgh score would be Steelers 28, Seahawks 17. And Corey, he says Mike's cocaine intake is too high at this point.
Brother, my supply of Peruvian marching powder didn't get in here in time. That was the real issue. Okay,
that's the only reason Mike has that Peruvian skin flute too. That's how they shipped it over in his.
See, I take this thing out. I go. My dealer gets here, but with everything going on,
and you use it to snort up the cocaine.
That power boat that got bloated up. I'm not saying, but it may have been my guy.
Why don't you go ahead and say things about the website?
The2dumyinters.com. We have all of our links over there for our social medias. I forgot. I got to remind everyone. I got to put one up there. Vanilla Thunder has his own Twitter now. I'll get that up there. I'll get that one up there.
No.
Oh yeah, watch it on game day, brother. It might be a hoot. We got our merch store over there. Dumb Thoughts over there. Check it out.
Oh, there you go, everybody. Go check out their website, www.the2dumyinters.com. That's www.the2dumyinters.com. All right, Mike, put on your thinking cap. Derpy, put on your thinking cap. Everybody on the board, everybody at home. It's time for How Well Do You Know Your Enemy? How Well Do You Know Your Opponent? This week, the Seattle Seahawks is our opponent, guys, as we kick off week number 2 and our home schedule on the North Shore at 1 o'clock on Sunday p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, this is the question of the day. Are you ready? You know what? Let me grab these last 2 comments and I'm going to jump on this, just so I don't leave them hanging. Vegas says I'd give them a fourth and three Roethlisbergers for Tyreek. And then Mark Malone says he snoots it up through those. That's what I was thinking. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But guys, question of the day. Here we go. Are you ready? Which Hall of Famer did not finish his career in Seattle? Which Hall of Famer did not finish his career in Seattle? Here are your options. One of these people did not finish in Seattle. Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, John Randall, and Jerry Rice. only one of those people did not go to Seattle at the end of their career. Let me read them again. Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, John Randall, Jerry Rice. 5 of these people went to Seattle at the end of their career. 1 did not. Take a minute to think it over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on the Tube. Question of the day. Of these 6 Hall of Famers, only 1 did not finish their career in Seattle. Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, John Randall, Jerry Rice. Corey says, I tried to guess too fast. Jerry Rice. Rice went to Oakland. I think he even went to Denver also in that last leg of his career. But I don't know. Did he also go to Seattle? Vegas says, I remember Jerry in Seattle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting some help on the board, Derpy. I'm going to start with you. What's your thought process here, Derpy? Is anybody standing out to you? And if not, what way are you leaning?
Oh, I know it's not Jerry Rice because you just said it.
The board said it. The board. Okay, and I okay. All right. Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon,
Franco.
Bruce Matthews, John Randall, Jerry Rice.
Matthews, I'm pretty sure was already in Seattle. Give me how do you say Edgerrin James?
Edgerrin James, the running back behind Peyton Manning, all those successful years in Indianapolis. You're going to say Edgerrin James is who did not finish his career with the Seahawks. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, Mike, I'm going to come to you. Which one of these 6 players did not finish their career in Seattle? Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, John Randall, Jerry Rice.
Well, we know Franco Harris retired a Seattle Seahawk. We know that for damn sure, brother. I know Jerry Rice was there. The others, I do not fucking know. I'm going to follow the pick champions lead here. I'm going with John Randall.
All right. Good pick. On the board, I see that Vegas says Franco left the Steelers over 200,000. Cody says Jerry Rice. Vegas says Jerry's braids started at his ears when he was with the Raiders. Cody says, I think Rice went to the Broncos or something crazy. Richard saying John Randall. This is a tough one, guys. Let me read it one more time, and then we will see who, in fact, did not finish their career in Seattle, guys. Question of the day. Which Hall of Famer did not finish their career in Seattle? Was it Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, John Randall, Jerry Rice? Guys, are you both final picks on yours? Need to change? Final answer?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, locked in. Derpy?
I might change to John Randall.
You want John Randall?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to lock Derpy in. Final answer?
Yes.
All right, locked in on John Randall. Guys, question of the day. I know, Corey. That's why we do these. That's why we do it, because they can become difficult. We could make the correlation as to who our team plays, and then it makes the trivia hard because we don't pay attention to these teams as much. Guys, this is the question of the day. Which Hall of Famer did not finish their career in Seattle? Franco, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, John Randall, Bruce Matthews, Jerry Rice. Guys, the correct answer is Bruce Matthews. The other 5 guys played on Seattle at the end of their career. That's right. Franco Harris, Edgerrin James, Warren Moon, Jerry Rice, and John Randall were all Seattle Seahawks at the end of their career. Bruce Matthews, the only one that was not a Seattle. It was never a Seattle Seahawk, actually.
Damn.
So there you go. I don't know. Interesting stuff, guys. Great job. Again, I try to make them hard. I do, and try to come up with some stuff that's difficult to look up. Because a lot, on the show, the guys know that, I'll say, what year was the Seattle Seahawks first a team? What year did, how many? So sometimes I do have to mix it up, guys. I do have to mix it up for these 2 here, certainly. Phil the Steel. What's up, Phil? Great seeing Phil Steel on the board. Rich, okay. Beast mode, Cody said. But yes, Bruce Matthews. Jamal, it was actually Bruce Matthews. Bruce Matthews was the only player on that list that was never a Seahawk, let alone the Seahawk at the end of their career. But Edgerrin James is not a bad pick because I didn't remember him going to Seattle.
Me either.
But he did finish up in Seattle. Guys, great job, Mike. With that being said, anything before we do start getting ready to wrap up the show for the day?
No, I got nothing, man. This was fun.
Guys, we do have the Thursday night football tonight, kicking off week 2. That's right. The Washington Commanders travel to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers tonight. If you haven't gone on to do your CBS pick'ems yet, do that before the game tonight. You can do it all the way up to game time per game. So again, it costs nothing. Takes 30 seconds to sign up. Hit one of the links. Go sign up and see. Jump in the pool, man. Like I said, there's about 10 people already. Everyone's doing really good. And again, Richard just blowing it out of the water last week, 14-2. I can't say enough about that, guys. And again, yes, Phyllis Steele, remembering and respecting and the victims of 9/11. Of course, today is the 24-year anniversary. I remembered very clearly. And again, yes, remember the day, guys. 9/11. Vegas says I had to put Kittle on the bench. He's out. Chad, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Chad Schrader on the board. Hey, says, what's up, Yanders fam? Here we go. Steelers, that's right, baby. We are opening up our home schedule on Sunday at 1 o'clock on the North Shore. I can't wait. But don't forget, guys, the NFL kicks off week 2 tonight. And then Saturday, college picks back up. All the games Sunday and two Monday Night Football games on Monday. What do we got here, Mike? I do believe that is everything on my list here. I am going to start getting ready to wrap up. We're on our way home, rounded third. Derpy, anything from you before we wrap it up for the day?
Discount Double Witch coming to Permanente Brothers near you.
All right, there you go. The Discount Double Witch coming to Permanente Brothers near you. It's not the worst idea in the world, I got to be honest. But I do want to say this. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly do appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We couldn't and we wouldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. I do want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. You are always amazing, and you never disappoint. Today is no different. And I do want to say thank you to everybody at home, whether you're in the car, you're at the gym, you have your earbuds on, or you're just watching on your TV. Thank you, too. I also want to say, if you haven't had a chance, go check us out on social media. We are all over social media, actually. Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Stop by, hit the follow button, and keep up with what the two W's are doing on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, hit the like, sub, and or share buttons down below. It helps us out a lot. We appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Yes, sir.
The Average Boys should be back on Sunday night. I don't know if you...
I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow because we do have some things going through the weekend. So, guys, Derpy will be doing her live nerd show on Sunday night. But again, I'll talk more about that heading into the weekend as we do get things straightened up. But do make sure to go check him out then. Just a couple comments here before we do roll. Chad says, "Let's go whoop some Sea Chicken's butt." I'm down. I think we beat this team. I think we beat this team, guys. I truly, honestly do.
It should be another heart attack, though.
I'm sure.
Because it's Fox.
And then Vegas says, I remember waking up on 9/11 answering the phone. My friend was like, are you watching TV? I thought it was some new show. I was in my early 20s. I remember my mom called me. She was at work, and she said, we're under attack. I'm like, what are you talking about? You figured before that, the possibility of even being attacked as an American never even crossed our minds. And I remember getting it. I said, what are you talking about? And I turned on the TV, and I couldn't take my eyes off it for the next 3 or 4 days. But yes, we certainly remember, and bad stuff, man. And you know what? It was this week. We were getting ready to play the Buffalo Bills. The Steelers were. They were getting ready to play the Buffalo Bills that year when it happened. So I do remember that. Vegas was at a wall phone.
Rotary phone.
Rotary. But guys, I do want to say thank you one more time. Derpy, Mike, anything else? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
See ya tomorrow.
Mary Mourinho went well. I don't know if anyone cares about that.
Did you
Good
go
job,
to that?
Derpy. Good.
Yeah, it went well.
That's awesome.
The popular crowd are still partiers, and the geeks are more successful as usual as it goes.
That's interesting.
But I had a good time.
Good.
And Derpy is the most famous one out of the whole class.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
All right, guys. So that is going to be everything for us for the day. Again, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to head into Steeler weekend. We'll do our overs, unders, all that kind of stuff, and get all the up to the moment scoop that we can get heading into the weekend for everybody tomorrow, getting ready for this game. Again, if you're getting into the Pick'ems pick, get in and do them today. Sign up if you haven't yet. It's a lot of fun. Tonight, the Packers will be hosting the Commanders. We'll be back to talk about that and so much more for this NFL weekend, guys. Tomorrow, first thing. So we hope to see everybody then. For Derpy, for Mike in the Steeler Central Mobile Studio, for myself, everybody have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.